This afternoon, what are you seeing right now?
Well, Chris, we always keep an eye on this supply and demand grid here. So blue, that's going to be your demand, right? What we need. Purple is going to show capacity. And typically you want a lot of space in between these two lines, right? And that's where we've been for most of today, but this updates in real time. So here's where we are right now. Notice how close those two lines are getting. And then when you look ahead, we've got for the evening, there's some serious overlap here. They get very, very close. This fat purple line is that forecasted range of capacity. Now, let me stop and just say one thing really quickly right here. ERCOT says as of right now, there is enough power for the current demand. We are in the green as of right now. They haven't issued any warnings or advisories. Of course, we've reached out to them. We're keeping an update on that. But I just draw your attention to this as something that we're going to keep a very close eye on, because this weekend, more people are going to be home, right? They're not at work like they were here when we had enough power and everything like that. And obviously, we've got more hot temperatures and hot days ahead. So this is something Crystal will keep a close eye on moving forward.
Yeah, it's a great point, Ariel, especially with it being so hot. A lot of people are going to be inside running electricity. Great point there. Thank you.
Ag is always with the news you can actually use. Nicholas here representing King Visions FX. And today we want to dive into a brewing or a potential Black Swan event that we could see revolving our energy market. So take a look. Let's take a dive into this article written by VBL. Shouts out to that analyst. Writes great pieces on things that are less seen in the industry. So background information, you guys may have seen the video either before or after. There is a brewing potential for a crisis with the energy grid, and not only Texas but internationally. So we're going to unpack a little bit of that today. 2021, we could have used that as a warning when we did see rolling blackouts throughout Texas during a peak corona and also during winter months. So there is a vital need for an upgrade in our grid system here in Texas, as well as places like Oklahoma. There's some other international companies we'll get into as well. Now, this does have, pertinent, or it will affect things like our basic needs as far as water distribution, transportation systems, and can also trickle or cause a cascading effect in an already shock of the supply of natural resources or our energy market. So when we look at things like oil, different natural resources, this could put an additional strain on what we're already seeing in the times of things like the war in Ukraine. Now, this here is a little diagram of the potential or reliability risk in certain areas in the U.S. We can see Texas, Oklahoma. We have, heightened and elevated risk in these certain locations. Now, these risks are spreading, so it's something we want to keep our eye out for. This isn't something that's happening as of, well, I'll take that back. We did just get a actual alert from ECOP, however you pronounce it, that we do need to keep our ACs at 80 degrees. As much money as we play these energy guys, I'm surprised that they haven't, revamped the system. So taking a look here, diving more into this article, we can see places like Japan as well as Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, there was a big revolt that happened. They stormed the president's mansion, overran the mansion, and it actually started from issues like the power outages, unable to get full fuel, businesses closing, sweltering heat without air conditioning through deadly heat waves. So this is something, don't mean to sound doom and gloomish, but this is something that could take a turn for the worse, especially with the actual fallouts from the Ukraine war, the need for natural gas, and other sectors of the energy market. So this here is a diagram of something we've seen earlier in the video, the capacity compared to the supply of electricity we do have. So we're definitely going to keep an eye on this and keep you guys up to date to what we see that's brewing, not only with the electric grids, as well as the petroleum complex, and how a shutdown of energy could affect things like the oil market. Now, we don't necessarily need oil to make electricity with the renewable sources of nuclear power, but we do need electricity to provide oil, which is going to trickle into transport and other things of that necessity. So this could be a black swan that could add more strain on the already supply constraints that we're seeing inside of the energy market. So did want to just provide some commentary to you guys. Here again, he says bottom line is oil, gasoline, heating oil, coal, and natural gas is all markets with little room for supply side error right now due to the war, sanctions, and other supply chain impediments. Power isn't even mentioned, so it's one of those things that's outside of the box. It can't give us clues into what we want to do when it comes to making educated decisions in our trading of the natural resources or commodity sector. So as always, I'm going to hit it. And we're in this video. You guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe, share. Got any questions? Feel free to comment. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.